Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that frightens us most. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, and fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God.
I started my locks about 1998, and I feel that they are part of me. I feel that I am now beautiful in the state God gave me. I no longer have to rob my 401k to pay for a look that I was always afraid of losing at any moment, given the elements, given too much bleach, given all those chemicals. I believe as I have studied my history and as I have studied other people's history, that I am one of the last people as an African American to believe that God didn't make a mistake when God made me.
I was the person in the family with the short hair, fine, thin hair. And every Saturday, my mother and grandmother would press hair, getting ready for church on Sunday. And I would be the child that would frustrate my grandmother and my mother, because by the end of the evening, even though my hair was pressed first, my hair would be the one that would be frizzy and blowing up, and they were always frustrated. Consequently, I always felt like I disappointed my mother and my grandmother, because they wanted my hair to be like theirs, because they saw that as a beauty thing. So somewhere right around 1970, my favorite Aunt Todd, got a permanent, and within hours she had spots of her hair that came out. And then I thought maybe it's just because she's old that her hair fell out. A couple of weeks later, my best friend got a permanent, and all of her hair fell out within a couple of hours also. It was at that point I decided I don't want to have pressed hair. I don't want to disappoint my parents. I just want to be okay with me. So in 1973, I went natural.
It starts all the way back from my grandmother. I can remember my grandmother sitting in the kitchen pressing my hair and just trying to change me into someone that I wasn't. And so as I got older, I bought into that and, went with the perms for a while. And one day I just got tired of doing it, and I just decided to go natural. And I'm more beautiful for making that decision. Everybody loves my hair, and that's a bonus, but whether they love it or not, that's the route that I chose to go. But I get a lot of people who ask me, how do they get started? What types of products do I use? And if it's easy, it's not easy. It's not easy, but it's worth it.
I've got 3 significant stories I'll try to tell really quickly. This journey started, I'm 51 years old, and I've only spent 2 years of my adult life with straightened hair. I've worn natural hair all my life. Now, this is a political statement, but if God had wanted me to have straight hair, he'd have given it to me. So I love the gift that he gave me. I'm from Little Rock, Arkansas, and Minnie Brown was one of the Little Rock Nine, and famous people, and they lived up the street from us. And Minnie's walking up the street after her sophomore year in college, and she's got a fro. Now we're talking 14, that means that's in the early 60s, mid-60s, it's like 64, 65, and she's walking up the street, and my parents go, how to do, because we're from the South, and she says, how to do back, and They talk to her for 15 minutes and no one mentions her hair. The only time we've ever seen a natural hair on a woman is Cicely Tyson on TV in those days. And she walks up the street, and then my mother looks at my dad, and I look at them, and I get burst and said, wasn't her hair beautiful? And they said, shut up. You will not do your hair like that. And there it was. From that point on, I wanted to wear it in its natural state.
I cut my hair back in '92 because I just wanted a change. I believe I just got tired of the perms and the chemicals and really started paying a little more attention to my health. And you just start seeing the impact of what chemicals do to your body.
Sometimes I look in the mirror, okay, I can actually do some things. I've kept this for a very long time and I'm usually change it up, you know? So it kind of brought me back to my source, my beginning, my spiritual core. What keeps me strong, what keeps me healthy, what keeps me vibrant. I can take my hair down and dance and I have it all over the place. I can put it in back and have calmness, serenity. I can just be all of these things just from what I have coming out of my head, all phases. So that's, my hair is my source.
It's more than just a style to me. Right. It's who you are as a person, the being inside.
And then you get, I always tell people, you get out of it what you put into it. If you go into this with a negative attitude about it, not really want to do it, then that's what you're going to get out of it. But if you go into it with positive, ideals, then that's what you're going to get. You know, people are, I don't know, my hair is just so nappy. And I'm like, well, that's good. It's good that it's nappy. That's what you want.
You know, you don't decide that you're going to go natural because it's going to look good with your outfit or anything like that. You do it because of something emotional. Mm-hmm. And you also know that when you decide to cut your hair, if you have had chemicals, and you decide it's a commitment. It's not something that you just say, you know, I know I'm going to look good as soon as I get through with this do, but you know, that's at least a 6 month to 1 year process before you really feel excited about your hair because it started to connect and start locking. But other than that, it's kind of like you got wearing scarves on your head and you're just trying to do whatever you can to try to look decent. So, you know, when you do it, it's a big time commitment. So I think that it was a good thing for me. It's working for me.
I like women with long hair because it's sexy to me. That's what I like.
Aesthetics is what boos me. Whether she's slab, in between, long, perm, long, natural short, natural slab. The aesthetics, because the physical appearance, the hair changes because hair what grows if it's healthy. It's what between her ears that's what motivates me.
Thank you.
Beauty fades, but dumb is forever.
A natural woman ain't got to get up in the morning. See, most women fail to realize is what you look like in the morning when you wake up.
It's what you look like inside anyway.
Inside, but it's what in the morning.
You get what the reflection.
Most of us ain't half the shop, some married, half ain't. When you go out and meet a woman, you meet a woman that's already, she done groomed herself. I want to see what you look like in the morning. I want to see what you look like, the natural you, with no lipstick, no makeup. I want to see what your hair look like.
That's why they get weaves or they wear it natural, because they want to work out now, so they want to sweat. They don't want to sweat the perm out. They want it frizzy. They don't want to go, it's about to be summer, they don't want to go swimming because it's frizzy.
That's the win on the natural. If they natural, they can get it.
That's what I'm with it. That's what I'm saying. But I don't think it has nothing to do, I think it has to do with convenience, laziness, a time. Some women, yes, a conscious statement. I think that's a few percentage, about 10% of women that do that, I believe it's a conscious effort. Other than that, it's just a convenience, it's a style, it's what's in, it's whatever.
The struggle to me is there's too many so-called African American females who put in 6 to 8 hours at these salons. To me, they should be walking out there with a check by the time they finish because they want to look good for y'all, but y'all can't touch it.
After you done paid $65 to $85 to get all these tracks and stuff put in her head, she telling you
episode of Girlfriends just recently. Told the dude, say, I want to explain something to you. I do have a weave. And when we get to doing all this, what we doing, you can't reach up in there and grab my hair like you know, like me. That's but that's where the hypocrisy comes in. That's where the oxymoronism comes in.
Crazy,
you know what I'm saying?
You like You spend all that money for one day and it don't mean nothing. You get your hair done for one day and the next thing you know it's gone. The curls and tail and the frizz and it's over with after a day. And then you going back talking about girl you ain't.
And it goes back to your confidence being crazy in your hair.
Do you think there's a standard of beauty that black women have to kind of try to live up to in society, and that's one of the reasons why they won't cut their hair, or what?
I don't think that particularly. I think that there are probably women that do think that. A lot of times, you know, most of the women, they're going to do the same thing that they were taught that their grandmothers did or that their mother did.
Some girls have long hair and then they cut it, and then the next week they want long hair, then they put weave in their hair. Like, but you just had long hair, but you cut it to get one hairstyle, and then you want it back.
I think beauty encompasses more so than just a hairstyle. I think it encompasses the body, how they carry themselves, or walk, they talk, things of that nature. I don't think it's just one particular thing that, you know, states whether a woman is beautiful. I don't think her hair determines it.
For me, going natural made sense in a lot of ways. One, I really enjoy the way it looks. I like the way it looks on me. I like the way it looks on other women. And it gives me a lot of my time back. It's a lot less expensive than some of the alternatives. And I think it's more reflective of who I am as a person.
Do you think that long hair is like something that we have to attain?
Well, I think that in terms of beauty standards, that long hair, you know, even in our community, I've known older black women who've said things like, "Oh, a woman's hair is her crown of glory," and I think that there's a mentality that says that is one of the ways, one of the prominent ways that a woman reflects her beauty is through her hair, and you know, less hair, less beauty.
There's something very empowering about affirming your own natural self, and I think that, like we were saying, other cultures see that and they appreciate that when we present ourselves in that way. And I think it's that historical oppression and inferiority complex that makes some of our own people very nervous when they see us coming out beautifully black and natural, and they believe that it tends to question them and their own value systems. And so I think it's important for us to remember that and to speak from a place of love and acceptance and empowerment to our own people, to say, you know, I'm not doing something, you know, sometimes people say, well, why did you go natural? We've talked about it. I didn't go natural, I went from unnatural.
The one thing that I notice is that when I do get my hair straightened like this, the first thing that a lot of people say is, oh, your hair is so pretty, oh, it's so nice, it's so this, it's so that, instead of every day when I wear it all out and bushy and curly, I never get any compliments like that. It seems to be totally different. And one of the questions I often wonder is, why?
We think that our natural hair that God and Mother Nature gave us, we think there's something wrong with it. And when you read the instructions of all these things are damaging to your hair, damaging to your skin, damaging to your eyes, and flammable. You remember Michael Jackson? Everybody, I want you to see this movie called White Stacks. It was made back in '74 when we were soul brother and soul sister. Some of y'all remember that back in the day when we were brothers and sisters, soul people. We were wearing the natural, and people respected us. The Hispanics respected us, the Asians respected us, the white man respected us. And we don't have that respect now. We let our natural thing become just a style and a fashion here today, gone tomorrow. God don't want that.
It seemed like I was always proud. And I've always been proud. And when I see Africans seem like kind of, I can't understand it because I was taught in my home, and my mother and father, we were taught about Africans.
I taught my girls, I got them little black dogs. I said, when they was pointing to the little white dogs, not these, they know better, but I have 7 girls, so my older daughters, they grew up that time when all the girls was playing with white dogs. And they point to that one, they say, I want that one. I said, that doesn't look like you. This one look like you. Learn to love yourself. So I made all my girls buy black dogs and learn to love themselves.
It seemed to me that, well, especially in the workplace, white people were more accepting. They were curious.
I've gotten that a lot in terms of people, you're getting more negative comments from the black community than the white community. Can you talk about that a little bit for me?
I don't understand. I think it's a self-hate issue going on. I don't know. We've been conditioned to think that there's only one way to be, and relaxed hair was that way. And I almost felt like when sisters would look at me like I had offended them in some way personally, and I don't know. It just made me sad. But thankfully, for whatever reason, 12 years later, it's totally different. So.
When I first decided to lock my hair, I worked for a different bank, and I had already been there 2 years, so I figured it was safe to do it. I was the only black person in the department, and so I come to work one day, and my hair is all in twists, and nobody says anything to me for like 2 weeks about it, period. Like they didn't know what to say.
There's so many factors that are at work in corporate America. It's about ownership. I think black people in this country need to understand that if your plan is to work for someone, there are certain things you're going to have to acquiesce to. If your plans are to start your own company, well then, okay, fine. Get in there, learn what you can learn, get in and get out.
I was looking for an assistant manager, and I was down to 2 candidates, and a male and a female. The male was the strongest by far. My boss, I told her who my decision was, and she came to me and she said, well, are you sure you want to go with him? And I said, why do you say that? Because he had dreads and they were short. He had just started them. She said, well, when you look for a manager, you want to look for a person that can sit in a meeting with your boss and your boss's boss and represent you in your absence. And are you sure that he is the right person to sit in there?
When I first got this job, at the interview, I presented myself as I am now, with my hair natural, full body. And I was kind of hesitant about it at first, going on the interview, because I wasn't really sure if I would be accepted. But they didn't even look at my hair. It wasn't even a factor. This time, and it's not always the case, but this time, I was solely selected for the position based on my experience and my background. So it had nothing to do with my hair. But as far as corporate America, there are some times when I notice that when I walk into places, they look at my hair, or they ask to touch my hair, or they ask, how do you get your hair like that? You know. But otherwise, for me and the work that I do on a day-to-day basis, I would say it's been accepted 90% of the time.
Natural hair is a business now. People are cashing in on the fact that black women especially are deciding to wear natural styles. Linda Jones started a nappy hair affair in Dallas, and she sells products and t-shirts, and she wrote a book called Nappyisms. And in Austin and really all over the country, they're having natural hair shows, and vendors come out and they sell their products formulated especially for natural hair, not to mention the money that the Koreans are making off of all black hair and black hair products, especially weave. Weave is making them rich.
They don't really mean good hair, bad hair. They mean easy to care for hair. I have always had this hair like, soft. Now I couldn't do nothing with it. So I've always covered it to people with the hard hair.
I think good hair is curly hair, fine, straight, mixed baby hair, and fine, straight hair, and bad hair is kinky.
No,
it's kinky and thick.
No,
that's what I think.
No, but it boils down to what you said.
Yeah, easy
to manage. The girls that grew up with us that had long wavy hair, they didn't have to get a hot comb. They didn't have to go through this whole process of getting it washed, then plaited into a bunch of different plaits, and then you gotta comb it out. I'm just starting to have flashbacks.
I wear a weave because I'm lazy and I like to sleep. But if I go with the short hair, then it means I gotta probably put a pillow and I gotta do all this here kind of stuff because I don't want to have to deal with the little bitty things to try to recreate what the beautician already did. So I wear the weave.
I straighten my hair because I really do like it straight. And I guess to be honest with you, I would not wear afro. I would wear braids, and I've worn braids and twists in my hair, but I would not wear an afro. And I think it's probably because of the looks that I would get.
I choose to keep my hair natural. I just wanted to back up. Someone said that bad hair, it's kinky and it's lazy to stay natural. If I chose to say that having my hair natural was kinky or bad, then I would be kicking myself in my own stomach and screwing up my own self-esteem, and I choose not to do that. Having lost my hair, having been bald, have people stare at me, I decided that to keep it natural is to define my own normal for myself and not worry about how other people define me.
There are too many issues that, as black women that we're dealing with in this country to be really losing sleep over how I'm wearing my hair. If how I'm wearing my hair, that's my thing. But see, who I am on the inside, that's what you need to be thinking about. And see, sisters do it to each other. We can come in a room, we can step in a room, and there's hate all over the place. Now, I'm just gonna tell it like it is. It's hate. We hate each other. You step in a room, and see, that's my problem. So even if we came collectively together on our hairstyle, if all of us had froze today, one of us be hating on somebody else's fro, how big your fro is. So see, we have a deeper issue we're dealing with.
I love my hair.
I love my hair. I love my hair. I love my hair.
Hello, my name is Caroline Soccer, and I love my hair. I love it. It doesn't get any better than this, huh?
I love my hair. I love my hair.
I love my hair.
I love my hair.
I love my hair. I love my hair.
I love my hair.
I love my hair. I love my sexy hair.
I love my hair.
I love my hair. Raw! We rock afros, cornrows, locks, braids, or two-strand twists because real power comes from a flick of the wrist. My reality is natural hair, the way to create a meant for it to be. Cause we be divine, got the mainstream shook, either got other cultures trying to copy our look. Nothing dreadful about this kinky mass of tight coils that rests on the top of this dome. The power of soul, a glorious sight to behold. Strength, courage, and wisdom it takes to be chemical free in a society where enhancement can be copped at the supermarket in a box. But this is real, spiritual, metaphysical, nothing artificial, because when you rock natural, you lock to Africa. Every strand of hair tells a story of past, present, and future glory. So like Donnie says, be proud of your cloud. You are beautiful, loved, and blessed in your natural state. I say you are beautiful, loved, and blessed in your natural state. Represent.
I love the freedom. I love the idea, the fact I never have to worry about another rainy day, another humid day. It's a wonderful freedom of not having to worry about my hair, and it has grown. It's the healthiest it's ever been, and it's the longest it's ever been, so I really, really do love my hair.
As far as we know, and as far as I've always been grown up and we've always been taught, the only good hair is hair that you can run your fingers through. Okay. If you can't run your fingers through it, it ain't good hair. That's what it's always been taught. That's what we've always been told.
They do have to carry that baggage of being quote unquote the real, the black sister. You know what I'm saying? And when they do that, it comes back on them. It comes back on, like you say, in the corporate world. It comes back on them in relationships and stuff like that, because they don't meet that status quo. They don't meet that Bratz Barbie doll type shit.
So they have to be strong.
Exactly. That's right. And that's weak, you know what I'm saying?
The fact of the matter is, when I say the response that I get from them, being that was the question, they understand what our natural state is. Okay? They understand that we as black people don't have naturally straight hair. That's what I meant when they say they appreciate it. Okay, not only them, Asian, so-called Asian Americans, Latin Americans, across the racial spectrum. The only fallout is with other so-called African American male or females. That's not to say that, oh, if the white folks like it, then I'm doing good. I'm just jigabooing for them because I got, buckwheat hair. No. That's not what I'm saying.
It's such a thing because it's such an emotional thing, our hair. Why would we spend billions of dollars on our hair? Either this hair or your hair or anybody's hair. Why do we not care? Why is it? Some of y'all answer that question to me because I just don't get it.
Because there's a certain... Why is it that we spend so much money on...
Why do you spend so much money on your hair, and the money you spend on your hair, you could have opened up your own place?